Hi, nice to meet you. Today, I think a lot about the war that is happening these days. Especially because of the war between Ukraine and Russia, and the war between Israel and Palestine. I won't talk too long, and I'll organize it as logically and easily as possible, so please don't feel burdened. This is just my personal opinion based on my life. So, it's your choice whether you listen to it, apply it to your life, or accept it. So, please feel free to listen. I think the most important thing in your life is your life and your happiness. And for you to feel happy, you have to be alive. In the end, your life is the most important thing in this world. Even if you are a millionaire, if you die tomorrow, that $1 million will not be your assets. It will only be your inheritance. So even if you live hard right now, trying to make money, you shouldn't sacrifice your life. There are a lot of really sad things in the world these days. The saddest thing in the world is losing your family or, more importantly, losing your life. But it seems like there are a lot of bad people in the world these days. Such people are people who sacrifice others for their own lust for power, fame, purpose, ambition, greed, envy, and jealousy. They sometimes deify themselves, making themselves gods or godlike figures and making people kill other people. For example, in North Korea, children publicly execute their parents after finding a North Korean who they feel is a threat to the North Korean system. In another example, a Russian dictator started a war out of his own greed for power and fame. In the Middle East, suicide bombing in the name of Allah is being glorified as if it were an honorable death. However, they themselves act as if they are heroes by honoring death, sacrificing others to maintain power, or sacrificing civilians in the name of Allah. But even that honorable death is of no use if you die yourself. And I hope you remember that nothing is left of the dead. Lastly, I feel very sad that something like the Crusades War that took place in the 12th century is happening in the 21st century. Many soldiers and civilians were sacrificed due to the greed of the popes at the time. Even now, dictators in many countries around the world, false prophets, who say God commands them, and violent, armed group leaders are ultimately sacrificing many civilians for their various greed. I hope that the terrible wars and terrorism that cost so many innocent people will end as soon as possible. And I will end with some words of wisdom today. Thank you for watching. Your comments are always welcome.